from Manitou Springs. So it's another day, and today we are heading off on a drive to go to the Great Sand Dunes National Park, which is in southern Colorado, and we're super excited to go. So this morning I'm just getting everything together, packing up. James is going to get a haircut, but I thought I would just talk a little bit about like the process of what I'm doing this morning, because we're camping tonight at the Pinon campground. Probably saying that wrong, but there are bear boxes first of all. So clearly, even though we're going more south, there are still bears in the area, which is taken very seriously. So I thought I would just show you, because it's always a little bit chaotic when we get to a campground since we've been living out of our car for the last 3 months. So obviously we have all our food, all our toiletries, everything inside the car. And when there's a bear box, it means that not just food, which obviously we have like tons of snacks, bars, we just picked up food last night for dinner today, but also toiletries. So really, bears are just attracted to anything that smells. So it doesn't matter if it's food, it could be dental floss that has a mint scent to it. We've got shampoo bars, anything that smells, lotion, toothpaste, hair products, they will find it because they want it and they're intrigued and they're hungry. So that's just kind of a little educational piece, because there's nothing scarier than going to a campground and seeing people with stuff left on their picnic tables. And if you ever have heard, a fed bear is a dead bear, because wildlife should not be fed. It should not be getting intrigued by human food. It just means close contact, which just isn't safe for us first of all, but definitely for the bear, because the animals always suffer. If for some reason something happens because you left food out, it's not necessarily you that's going to completely get to the fault, even though there are fines and there's park rangers and everything that are on it, which is great, but it's normally the animal that suffers. So on that note, that's just a little educational piece that I wanted to say while I'm packing up. James should be back soon, and then we've got about a 2.5 hour drive to the Sand Dunes National Park.
We have made it to the Great Sand Dunes National Park, and there they are, right behind us. They are enormous. So we're coming up now to the bottom of the sand dune, and we saw sand dunes in Oregon, and compared to this, they are tiny. These sand dunes look huge, ridiculously huge. So apparently the creek is a creek right now, just behind us. In the spring, I guess it fills with enough water that you can at least paddle in, I think, and maybe swim in.
Like wave surges apparently in the spring, when all the water is like rushing through and you can come like play in it.
So we got here quite late on in the afternoon. The sun is only going to set in about an hour. So our plan now is just to go back to the campsite, have some food and maybe put a Halloween movie on. And then first thing in the morning, we're going to hopefully hike to the highest dune, which I think is called Star Dune. So Star Dune first thing in the morning. This is the map for the dune, and Star Dune is up here. I don't know how you're supposed to find that once you're on the sand, because it's all sand and there's no real trail, but it says here Star Dune, one of the 2 tallest dunes in North America. So, and it says it should take 5 hours round trip, but I think that's a bit far-fetched. I don't know, maybe I'll be wrong when I'm on the dune, but I don't think it will take that long.
So this is our campsite. We're on loop 1 and we're number 15. As you can see, it's a pretty big site. We've got our fire pit, picnic table, and apparently you can have up to 8 people in this site, apparently. But there's lots of space. The most important thing though is over here. We have the bear box. So you just unlock it. As you can see, we've already put all of our stuff in here, and we have a lot. And then you just lock it up when you're done. So that's it for tonight. We've got our little beverages. We watched the sunset. It's beautiful. So like James said, we're just gonna go watch a Halloween movie and then try to get to the top of the dune tomorrow morning.
First thing in the morning. Good morning everyone. It is 7:15, and if you can't tell, it is freezing in the sand dunes in October in the morning. The creek that we saw yesterday is all ice. It's all completely frozen. I have a monstrous task ahead of me this morning. These dunes are gigantic. I can't even explain how big they are. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but this is going to be ridiculous. We're at 8,700 feet right now in the sand dunes, and the sand dune I'm climbing up is another 750, and I have the whole sand dune and sunrise to myself this morning, probably because it's so cold outside, everyone's waiting, but it's just a way to do it, baby. All to yourself. Get out there early and experience the world by yourself. Every step you take going uphill on the dunes, you slide down a couple inches every time. It is so hard to walk on this. Oh my god, it's way harder than I expected.
So you've probably seen that James is climbing a dune right now. Don't know if you can see, but there's like a little speck.
Wow, when I was at the sand dunes in Oregon, I literally ran to the top of one. That is the difference. I've barely come up anything and I'm dead. I guess Oregon, you're at sea level, not 9,000 feet already. It's a bit harder to breathe, but we're still going. We're chasing that sunset. Whew. You can see here from my footprints that every step I'm taking, it's sliding back and I'm losing half a step every time. This is so much harder than I expected. I hate not being able to do something or having to give up. It's not what I'm used to, but I guess I've got to be mature enough now. I'm listening to my body. My body's telling me no, this isn't a time. So I'm heading back down. Melissa is somewhere over there waiting for me.
So I've got to my little setup spot. A little blanket, all my stuff set up. I thought I was gonna get warmer because it is hard walking in the sand, but I'm freezing. So I'm hoping the sun comes up really soon. On the top here, like, oh, so beautiful. And I think if you look really closely, let's zoom in, we can find James is that little speck. What a champ. He's like almost near the top.
Just look at how deep this sand is, every step. So I'm back down now with Melissa. We're just walking back to the campsite, and in the sand, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there is bear tracks in the sand.
This one up.
Bear tracks all going
Great.
the way we're going, back towards the campsite. So we're back down. That was way harder than expected. I gave it all the big in yesterday before I'd even tried walking up, but I'm happy with the view I got, the sunrise, and where I made it to.
So now we're gonna go pack up our camp and we're gonna head somewhere warmer because we definitely need that. So stay tuned and
Stay lost.